Trump approval ages 18 to 34 minus 60%. Minus 60. How in the world you get to minus 60 for people age 18 and 34? What, you MySpace? Are you Friendster? How you gonna be minus 60 for the young people unless you student loans? Shout out to all the subscribers and the members here on the channel. Don't forget to like the video. My name is Reese Waters, and this is Street Politics. Hey, MAGA, how you doing?
Say something to President Trump and he was going to hear you right now, what would it be?
You're a worthless pile of
And you voted for him how many times?
3 times. That was my bad. Apparently, I'm an idiot.
Are you displeased with the war in Iran?
Yes, it's not our war. We should not be sending our soldiers over there to get harmed when it's not about us. It's about them.
Ah, yes. That base be cratering, don't it? Let's take a look, shall we? Let's see. Latino support has fallen from 41% to 22%, under 45 down to 27%, independents down to 26%, but the moron faction has jumped from 92% to 112, and absolutely all of them are on X. Racists holding steady from 96 to 95%, and then the PD... Wow. It actually jumped with them? But wait, wouldn't some of them be locked up and they wouldn't be able to respond to the... Oh, it's even more of them that are free now since January?
Why?
Billionaires has gone up 3%. He's sliding with dictators, but taking a big 20% hit even with the Trump children. Now that's bad. That is bad. There's so much to unpack from that. I'm particularly disappointed in the racists. I'm particularly disappointed. Have the racists not seen what he said about keeping people in the country because of what it would do to the economy, which is literally what we were saying prior to the election? Racists, you see what he did? You see what he did, right, racists?
Damn. I can't see fuck out of this thing.
Man, racists more unreliable than morons. Next thing you gonna tell me they gonna be retweeting Nick Cannon.
We are talking as low as Death Valley. And this, I think, is so key here, which is, Johnny B was pointing out, it is sped up now, but this has been a steady fall into the abyss. There is no bottom. Death Valley, Death Sea, that is how low we are going. And look at this. I think this really just kind of shows that it is not one event that is dragging Donald Trump down. It's a slew of events that have come together and have continuously dropped his net approval rating.
Yeah, Harry Enton, that's called just being trash. That's all that's called. Like when they cut me from the junior high school basketball team, they said it's not one game. It's not one game or one possession while we cutting you. It's because you were perpetually trash. So it's pretty much consistently been that way. That's what we looking at.
Back to last year when he was sworn in for a second term, he was at plus 6 points. Then minus 3 points a year ago, minus 7 points 9 months ago, minus 10 points in October 2025, January 2026, minus 13 points. And now all the way down to minus 18 points, a term too low. And what is so key to point out here is, let's just say that somehow we got out of the Iran war tomorrow. Yeah, it might climb a little bit, but we have seen this steady and dropping number that just seems no sign of rising.
What's the comparison with his first term in office?
A comparison? Like a pull-up? Like a pull-up. When I put a pull-up on my son, the best it's going to be is in the beginning. That's the best it's going to be. It's just going to get worse as the day goes on. It's no coming back. That's my comparison, is a pull-up.
Yeah, I think what's so important to point out here is right now we've seen that steady drop downward. In term one, it was anything but that. Take a look here, the 3-month change in Trump's net approval rating at this point in the term. In term one, he was actually rising at this point. He was actually going up. His 3-month change was up by 5 points. Now we're talking about a 3-month change in which he has fallen to a new term too low, in which he's at minus 18 points. In term one at this point, he was actually higher. Remember, Trump was breaking all those records during term one, right? But at this point, term one, he was at minus 12 points in his net approval rating. He is now 6 points lower than he was at term two, at where he is right now in term two at this point, and he is just continuously falling, while term one, he had managed to turn it around. It was actually rising, and there is no sign of any bottom at this point in term number two.
Yeah, a big, big difference there. Republicans who are running for office in a few months watching this with a lot of trepidation. Let's talk about independents, which has been this group which really has just been eye-popping the last few months.
Eye-popping indeed.
Hey, Harry, I know the bottom. Because the racist and the PDF numbers was high. So you get a count on them, then that's your bottom. That's your base right there. That's what that is.
This number, if there's one big number from this, is that Donald Trump now has the worst net approval rating among independents of any president ever at this point in term two. He is worse than Richard Nixon, who would be going adios amigos in a few months back in 1974.
Hey, Harry Ann, don't threaten me with a good time. Don't threaten me with a good time. Huh? Oh, JD Vance. Why you got to bring that up now?
Height of Watergate, we're comparing it to here.
Yeah.
All right, we'll talk about possible collateral damage. I mean, the president can't run again, despite musings there, but what impact might this be having on, say, others close to him?
Others close to him. The Vice President of the United States. Chance that J.D. Vance is a 2028 Republican nominee. 6 months ago, he was at a 53% chance. Down he goes. He goes down a 37% chance, according to the Cashapp prediction market.
Hey! I know that Oval Office furniture feels safe.
He's already dead.
Hey, Harriet, don't stall him out. Tell him all of it.
You gonna learn today.
Trump approval ages 18 to 34 minus 60%. Minus 60. How in the world you get to minus 60 for people age 18 and 34? What, you MySpace? Are you Friendster? How you gonna be minus 60 for the young people unless you student loans?
A brand new CNN poll finds that the president's approval on the economy has fallen to an all-time career low for him of 31%. It has never been lower for President Trump. This only begins to tell the story, though, of the president's problems on the economy. With us now, CNN chief data analyst Harry Etten. As I said, this is just scratches the surface because there are some other numbers here that are really staggering.
This is no April Fool's joke. This is a disaster. All these numbers are a disaster for President Trump.
Oh, that's bad. He seen that? He seen them numbers?
I mean, let's just talk about inflation, which is the name of the game. Okay, highest disapprovals on inflation about this time in a presidency. Whenever you have Joe Biden and Jimmy Carter on the board and you're matching them or slightly exceeding them when it comes to inflation, you know it's bad. Look at this. 72% in our latest CNN poll say they disapprove of the president on inflation. Joe Biden, an average of polls at this point in his presidency, 68%. And Jimmy Carter, whose presidency, just like Joe Biden's, was absolutely wrecked by inflation, was at 66% about at this point in his presidency back in 1978. Donald Trump, even worse than they are.
Trump, it keep getting better. Trump.
So you see it here, and the one word is, or phrase I might say is, oh my goodness gracious, what a disaster.
Now, who could have guessed that the man who was putting up Dwayne Wade numbers when it came to bankruptcies, just all over the board, he was a real stat stuffer. He was a real stat sheet stuffer when it came to the bankruptcies. Who would have guessed that he wouldn't be great on the economy? You know what I mean? Who would have guessed? But you know what? I can't absolve MAGAs for that one because you literally gave Obama no credit for the economy that he handed Trump. No credit whatsoever. So I can't absolve you for just blindly attaching literally any kind of virtue, any kind of good times that you had to the white guy. That's what we're not going to do. As a matter of fact, he told you exactly where to go when it comes to the economy.
Flashback.
This man sat up there and said, we're the hottest country in the world, no inflation, and then brought up the stock market. I don't want to hear no MAGAs that's still in a red hat talking about how much they struggling and they ain't got it. Because he told you exactly where to go. He told you we the hottest country in the world right now. So, you know, we the hottest. I ain't trying to hear no MAGAs complaining in a red hat. We the hottest country in the world. Your man said it. Not me, not the left wing, not Kamala, not Hakeem Jeffries, not Schumer. Trump said it. Hottest country in the world. No inflation. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Nothing. Nothing at all. And if you thought your complaints were going to move him, he told you exactly where to go.
Wake the hell up!
We can't invest in America because we're fighting wars is literally the opposite of what he ran on. Biggest scam in modern political history, hands down.
Because the United States can't take care of daycare. That has to be up to a state. We can't take care of daycare. We're a big country. We have 50 states. We have all these other people. We're fighting wars. We can't take care of daycare. You got to let a state take care of daycare, and they should pay for it, too. They should pay. They have to raise their taxes, but they should pay for it. And we could lower our taxes a little bit to them to make up, but it's not possible for us to take care of daycare. Medicaid, Medicare, all these individual things, they can do it on a state basis. You can't do it on a federal. We have to take care of one thing, military protection.
Ah, yes, that is correct. I get to start something and use it as an excuse for why I can't be accountable. That was my dating strategy. That was my dating strategy. City Boy's been using that for a long time, and he's an OG City Boy. He on his third. Yeah, he on his third. But that actually combines two issues that have supercharged the complete bottom falling out of Trump's base: the economy and Iran. Now, here's my issue. I previously had made the point when it came to the economy, because there was so many voters in 2024 that were overlooked the racism and overlooked the sexism and overlook his demeanor and overlook his unpredictability and overlook his 34 felonies. Like, you know what I mean? Overlook for the economy. And one of the things I wanted to harp on that I refuse to let go is these are people that are openly seeding their wild selfishness when it comes to their perception of the world. We were looking at women's bodily autonomy being on the ballot, and you had people with no shame going to the news media and saying they voted for the economy, and had same said news media not follow up with the clear declaration that was made that the price of eggs and gas was more important than the rights, freedoms, and safety of your neighbors, friends, and even your family.
He's right, you know.
But now we got a new one, the Iran war. I supported President Trump during elections because he promised no foreign wars and no regime change, and he did exactly the opposite. Feel betrayed. Hey, John Fugelsang, Light him up. I supported a liar who couldn't stop lying. Loved the racist lie about Obama's birth. Loved the racist lie about Haitians eating pets. I attacked the libs who called him a liar. Supported him when he had cops beaten on the Capitol steps for a lie. But this lie made me feel betrayed. Huh? Huh? This was it, huh? This was it. This was it. And you wonder why we do FAFO. You wonder why we do FAFO. Because you really thought you could trust the man who you clearly saw was terrorizing other people to keep it over there. Now look at you.
Just so we're clear here, your line in the sand is gas prices. It's not, I don't know, the Epstein Files. It's not intentionally bombing a school for little girls. It's not building a place and then naming it Alligator Alcatraz. It's not masked federal agents shooting people in the streets, racially profiling people, shipping them to CCOT without due process, kidnapping children and shipping them God only knows where. It's not the blatant market manipulation, the cryptocurrency pump and dump schemes, the accepting bribes from foreign countries in the form of entire jets. It's not unilaterally starting wars with Venezuela and Iran and Cuba. It's not threatening Greenland and threatening Canada and threatening goddamn near every constitutional amendment we have, the first, the second, the fourth, the fifth, the sixth, the seventh, the eighth. It's not sending billions of dollars to countries like Argentina and Israel while sending you absolutely nothing. It's not depicting the Obamas as monkeys. It's not setting records for things like biggest budget deficit, longest government shutdown in history. It's not blaming Tylenol for autism or leaking war plans to journalists. It's not increasing the price of everything you buy due to tariffs while also raising your taxes and lowering them for corporations and the 1%. None of that moved the needle for you, but having to pay more to put gasoline in your box 2007 Ram 1500 ST, well, that's a bridge too far. I will never forget what an unmitigated piece of shit you are.
He ain't say nothing wrong. He ain't say nothing wrong. But what we have right here is an interesting dynamic because we talk about how pick me ends. We just saw it with Kristi Noem and again with Pam Bondi. We've seen how pick me ends, but here we see a scenario whereby you have pick me into a space that even when you decide to take off that hat and have a little bit of pride in yourselves, you're faced with the litany of things that you excused in the process. And from where I sit, I'm welcome for those that want to take off the hat and at least attach themselves to some semblance of logic and decency. But we're going to have to reconcile how you got there.
And this is it, I guess, for y'all white people, huh? This is the straw that broke the camel's back. Gas prices. Not the fact that he rolled back affirmative action laws from the 60s that affected millions of black people. Not the fact that he took away affordable health care from millions of people while giving tax cuts to billionaires. Not the fact that he's sending troops, National Guard, into cities that don't need them and spending your tax dollars to do that. Not the fact that ICE agents are masked terrorists to our communities. And they out here arresting citizens, and not only that, but they in front of court buildings or immigration offices that people that's trying to go the right way and go the right route are still getting pushed out this country and put in concentration camps. And some of these little teenage girls are pregnant by grown-ass men. Not that. Not that at all.
Oh, you just hitting the tip of the iceberg on that. I mean, literally, ever since I did that dedicated MAGA PDF video, they just been sliding cases to me. Like I'm just, my algorithm need Clorox, like for real. But none of that caused the bottom to drop out. Literally none of it. It was gas.
Not the fact that he mocks the disabled or the dead. Not the fact that he's sending us to war with multiple different countries and ruining our relationships with all of our allies. Not the fact that he talked about bringing the American economy back, but when Hyundai tried to come here and build a facility, ICE agents went down there and shut the whole shit down.
A racist. A racist. Y'all remember that? Y'all remember that? Remember your girl, your MAGA girl who was running, decided to shut the whole plant down because of the immigration situation? Who let that happen? Huh? Who let racist? Come on.
What about that? Not the fact that he's tanking American farming and then saying we're gonna go get meat from Argentina. Not none of that.
Hey, he gave him a golden tractor. He gave him a golden tractor and an Only Farms page. Farmers, y'all good with that? Y'all good with that though?
Not the fact that the middle class has been so suppressed, or even the working class, the lower class has been so f***ed up. But TSA agents, long waits in line at the airport is definitely what does it. That's what's going to break the camel's back. Like we didn't just see a plane crash right out front of my window in DC last year because we didn't have enough air traffic controllers. It's a long list of things that I can name that Donald Trump has done to completely dismantle hundreds of years of progress. And y'all still supported him, but gas prices is what did it. Long lines at the airport is what did it.
And I love that he brought up the air traffic controllers and the plane crash. I love that he brought that up because it's such a perfect distillation of the open selfishness of the American populace. And I know that I'm admonishing them at a time when they are moving in the right way, but we can't ignore how we got here. You trusted reality TV stars to oversee our air traffic controllers. That was fine. When they were crashes, that was fine. But when you gotta wait in line at TSA or pay a couple dollars extra for gas, now the hat comes off. Now the hat comes off. A couple extra dollars, a couple extra minutes trumps life if it's somebody else.
I just saw a woman talk about the reason that she used to support Donald Trump. She didn't have no real reason.
Oh, I know. I feel you, dog. I feel you.
And then she made a video explaining that we should be welcoming people with open arms that have changed their minds and made bad decisions in the past about their voting. Let me tell you something, lady. Y'all will always, not just in the past, but in the future and currently, y'all will always suppress your own rights. You will always hurt yourself just to make sure that you're hurting the lives of minorities. And we know that about you.
One more time for those in the back. One more time, they ain't heard it.
Y'all will always, not just in the past, but in the future and currently, y'all will always suppress your own rights. You will always hurt yourself just to make sure that you're hurting the lives of minorities. And we know that about you.
And this moment will always be a reference point. 1A.
We know that about you. You don't want people to have food assistance programs, health care, jobs. So you'll shoot yourself in the foot and come down to the most demonic levels of bigotry that you are hurting and suffering yourself just because you hate to see people doing well in this country that's not white men. And I'm talking about white women too.
What you mean too? I thought you was talking specifically to them. But okay, all right. Okay. I got you.
Y'all will see white women doing good and hate it. Oh, she must have got that job because of DEI. The president of the United States went up there and said the pilot that crashed last year, probably was a DEI hire. It was a white man. Amen.
Yes, he most certainly was. And I mentioned that this moment will always be a reference point when it comes to hurting yourself to making sure that other groups don't thrive. But it will also be a reference point when it comes to the exceptionalism of white men. Ain't that right, Trump administration? Ain't that right, Trump administration? You know, it's y'all sitting here trying to scrub history. You sitting here trying to silence truth. You sitting here trying to subvert justice to make sure that history shines on a certain demographic. Meanwhile, you have this administration running around every day in FAFO. Like literally every single day. How'd that work? How'd that work? When y'all gonna start suppressing your own work? When that happen? Huh? Since we talk about historical achievements, we gonna talk about the historic unpopularity? Is that are we gonna talk about that? Huh? Oh no, it's bad. It's bad. Even Usher won't claim y'all.
Usha, why would you lie about this?
Do you own a MAGA hat? I don't really own any hats. I think I have a Disneyland hat, I want to say. I just wondered. Not a hat lady.
Like, just say no. Because it's so stupid to lie. We can find you in pictures with hats all the time. Like, what are we doing here? I just don't understand why he would lie. The truth is truly allergic to all things MAGA.
She on that Christy Nome. She on that Christy Nome. She is. She don't even care if you know. She don't even care if you got the photos. She just knew better than to say she had a MAGA hat. That's bad. Huh? Hey, JD, what you got in your shirt, JD? I'm saying, don't make it no closer than that. You the last one left on the island. You the last one left on Trump Island, JD. Even Alex Jones is gone.
Ankles swell up 3 times the size they were before. That means heart failure. And he does look sick. And he does babble and, sound like the brain's not doing too hot. And so we just cut bait on Trump and we just mobilize against the Democrats. And we mobilize against neocons, we primary them, and we just fight even harder because look at how we've turned the tide. Look at all the good we've done. There's a fourth turning. Populists, nationalists, conservatives are winning everywhere. There's a Christian reawakening. And Trump is just a minor figure in all of that now. And we have to be appreciative of the old Trump that went through so much and got so much done. And that's the Trump we remember. And we're just sad because that happens. We need to be sad about Trump. This is not funny. This is not good.
I didn't think they was going to use the photo. Hey, this ain't off the cuff. Hey, Trump, this ain't off the cuff. They produced this. They planned this. They got video accompaniment. They had a producer and everything for this. That's your man's.
But he's gone. And that's it. And all the people rallied around him. You can see Hegseth's freaked out. You can see the press secretary's freaked out. They're being loyal. They think it's the lesser of two evils. And okay, but I just, Trump needs intervention. He needs to take some time off. We need to pray for Trump, that the Holy Spirit touch his heart and loose him from whatever evil control he's under. I'm serious. And I think that's the answer. We need to pray for President Trump. We need to pray for other people to be awakened.
We need to pray for other people to be awakened. Scroll down on that post. He just figured that out.
In Springfield, they're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there. And this is what's happening in our country.
Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out?
And that brings me right back to my point. All of that was fine. All of that was fine. But this is what caused the bottom to fall out and for Trump to reach historic levels of unpopularity. Now, I can simultaneously appreciate you putting his name next to that piece of nasty history forever, because I know how much he likes superlatives. I know how much he likes to be number one. You number one, if you turn it upside down. I know how much he likes to be number one. So I very much appreciate y'all for that.
Nobody
Boy,
knows the system better than me.
this just keep getting better, don't it?
Politicians better than I do.
But what has been revealed in the journey that got us here? Because even at this moment, it's about you and your comfort and nothing more.
Sad, isn't it?